Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Leslie and today we're still in my bar area. I have done a bit on the cocoa bar. Today I want to pull down the Christmas tree, which will go right here in front of these windows, and start working on that. And then we'll just see where it evolves from there. So let's go get the tree. All right, everyone, so here I am just taking the stand out and placing it on the floor for the tree to go in it. I decided to leave my tree in the attic because it's just so big and bulky. It's better to just keep it up there. So that's what I chose. Yeah, we're rolling up our sleeves because we got a job ahead of us. I'm editing this video, a few hours, well, about an hour or two after I finished filming. And yeah, I'm already getting sick from the cleaning, the dusting, all of that cat hair and dust and dirt that gets knocked up when I do my cleaning. Gets me every time. So I'll just take, a little sinus pill before I go to bed tonight. But here I am putting in the first part. Then I've got the second part. I've tried to really take this down so that this video wouldn't be too long, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to pop up this tree. Again, it's from Walmart. It's T as in Tom 44, I believe. It was $79 the year that I bought it. So, you can check the Walmart website and see if they still have it available. But it's a great, great little tree. Alright, so obviously I need to do some fluffing and getting it ready. But this is the tree that I use in my bar area. I believe it's a 7 or 7.5 foot tree. It's T44 from Walmart, and it was very popular actually a couple of years ago, and I guess I got lucky. I didn't know it was popular, but I grabbed it up. So this is one of my trees. This is the one that goes in the bar area. So we're going to go through now, start fluffing it out, and then I have to vacuum the floor. It does have some shedding, but not too bad. I've seen worse. So I'm not, it's fine for me. I just vacuum it up. But you know me, I'm cleaning anyway, so it's not a big deal for me. All right, let's get started. All right, so I really tried to keep this down to a minimum as well. This is just me fluffing out the tree. I go in branch by branch and touch every piece of that tree and make sure that I've spread out all of the little branches and curled them upwards or outward, whatever I need to do to make sure that the tree has the most realistic and full look that it possibly can. And it takes a while. It takes me a good hour or two at least to get that done. So now that I've got the tree up and all of the fluffing done, all of that snow has fallen from the limbs. So of course I have to vacuum that up. So I just ran my vacuum real quick, put the tree back, vacuumed around it real quick. Got that done. And then we're going to move on to the first part of decorating my tree, which is the lights. It didn't turn out like I wanted to, but it was good enough. All right, so I want to add more lights to the tree, and typically I would just take an extra strand of regular white lights and wrap them around the tree. But this year I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try using icicle lights to have that dangling, dripping effect, because I want to have it look like you know, you've got all of your gingerbread cookies and cocos, and icing is just kind of dripping down the tree. That's what I'm going for. We'll have to see if it works. All right, so these are the type of lights that I'm going to be placing on the tree, and just let it look like that icing is just kind of dripping down. I've got these on clearance probably 2 years ago during the pandemic, and I just plugged them in. There is a small section that's out, but I think, you know, I can stuff that in the tree. You'll never know. I think with the amount of lights that's on here, we're going to have plenty. So I'm going to start wrapping the tree. I'm also going to put these in about midway. I'm not going to put them up against the trunk, and I don't want them to be on the edge. I just want them to be midway, so that when you look at the tree, you just see pieces here and there that are dangling and dripping. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, this is another part of it that probably took me a good 30 to 45 minutes, because I was taking all of those dangling icicle type of pieces and pulling them down and strategically placing them in the tree, and, you know, really trying to make it look like the tree was just dripping with icing, and so frustrated that idea didn't work. So I'm going to figure something out and see if I can achieve that look with lights maybe next year. I've just got to figure out a different way to try it. I don't know exactly how to achieve that look yet, but it'd be real cool if I could. Yeah, and then I plugged them in so that I could see how they looked, and well, if that wasn't the biggest disappointment I've ever had, I thought for sure they were going to look like dripping lights, dripping, I don't know. I just wanted it to look like icing. It's a gingerbread tree. I wanted my icing to look like it was dripping from the tree, and I'm messing with it, could not get it to work. I just said, the heck with it, man, I give up. All right, so it didn't give it the dripping effect I was looking for. It looks like I'm going to have to really do that through the ribbon, but it did add extra lights, and I'm hoping with all the ribbons and ornaments that I have, it will hide all of those extra wires. But I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to let it be and keep going and hope that my vision comes true. So I'm going to go upstairs and get all of my Neutral Gingerbread DIY ornaments that I made, and the other ornaments, as well as all of my ribbon. The next thing I'm going to put on the tree is the ribbon. All right, so here I'm going to have slower parts and then faster parts. This first one I wanted to have slow so you could kind of see the process on how I put my ribbon on my tree. I just basically take the first piece and put it at the top, secure it with a smaller branch, take it over a couple of branches, tuck it in, twist it around a couple of branches, and then you see me kind of struggle and try and figure out how can I get the dripping effect with the ribbon, and I ultimately decide that the easiest thing, or the best thing, the only thing I could think of, was to really cut a long tail and then curl it around my hand and kind of let it look like a loose, wavy curl hanging down, kind of dripping down maybe? I don't know. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the way of the view, but I'll put several other clips up here so you can get a better view. Here's where I'm trying to figure out how long to cut it. I had a 24-inch piece of ribbon. I decided to try it halfway because I felt like if you have it too long, it's going to pull on that curl and just go flat, right? Like my hair. So I decided to go about 12 inches. And there were some, this is the first time I've ever done this curling technique. So some worked better than others. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. If it was the way that I had the ribbon laying, if it was the angle that I was trying to curl it from, I don't know. But it was hard for me because I'm a perfectionist and I want it to look like what I have in my head. And this first one took me a long time to get it to kind of do what I was envisioning. And I, was kind of starting to freak out in my head thinking, oh Lord, is this technique going to work or, what? So you'll see me try again, try again. And I just keep trying until I kind of get the hang of it. My second curl was perfection. Everything else after that, I struggled. So, I think it's just one of those things that, as I was doing the tree, I learned that I could just eyeball, okay, this is about how long I need to cut my tail, and this is how I need to lay the ribbon, and this is the angle. I was starting to get the hang of it, but it's definitely not something that came naturally to me or easy to me, but I definitely wanted to keep going and keep trying to achieve the effect of, that curling, dripping. I don't know. That icing that, yeah, we don't know, folks. We just wanted to do it. All right, so I've done the usual puff, I guess you could call it, and then tucked it in, kind of wrapped a couple of branches around it. Then I cut it off at 12 inches and kind of curled that wire so it just kind of dangles. Can't get a good look at it right now because, the sun and everything, but once I get a few of these on there, I'll try and show you what it looks like. All right, so I've kind of sped it up on this clip, but you can see that I've secured that first piece. And I don't know if I've got it in this clip, but I continuously look up at the one that I've laid before it to make sure that they're kind of going at the same angle, at the same height, that the one poof isn't bigger than another. Ridiculousness. Anyway, but that's how I do it. I just, secure the top, poof it over a few branches, secure it, cut it, curl it, called it a day. That's the only thing I knew to do. Hope you like it. All right, so now we're going to just kind of take a close-up look of how that ribbon is. You see how I have it curled at those ends? Some of my curls are better than others. You may not notice that it's not perfect, but I noticed that. Like, that curl is horrible. That one's a good one, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I tried, but I do go back later and separate my 3 ribbons. I didn't do that in this video because I wasn't even thinking about it until I was looking at it later, and then I realized, my goodness, I didn't even separate my 3 ribbons. So that's something that you will see coming up in the home tour later on. Alright, so that was the ribbon. What I basically ended up doing is just tucking it in near the trunk, securing it with another branch, bringing it out, doing what I just call a poof, over a couple of branches, and then tucking it in again, and then having a bit dangling where I just took it and curled it around my hand and kind of manipulated it to look like it curled. Some of them worked better than others, but I think I'm ready to move on and start adding ornaments. Alright, so the first thing I want to start adding are my larger decorative items. These florals will be first, and then I'll get into the glittered picks that I got from Hobby Lobby. Basically what I'm going to do with these is just cut them off and place them in the tree. So I just bend the wire a few times and then just go in with my scissors and attempt. Much easier with wire cutters. I'll probably get my wire cutters out. But you have this little flower, you just take it, place it on the tree. Can you see it? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to do that. Let me go cut all my flowers first. These are what I use for my wire cutters. They look like pliers, but they have a very sharp edge. And okay, well that didn't work. And there you go. I'm going to push all of these green leaves up to the top so that it keeps this kind of flowing outward. Let's see, 3, 4. Alright, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of these that I'm just going to kind of manipulate a little bit. Place them in the tree. Okay. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of these that I'm going to pull apart and just place within the tree. Pull apart, I mean just separate these branches to give it a little bit wider reach. Okay. Let's pause, take you off the stand, and give you a closer view. Dust is getting to me. And once again, we're going to take a tour of the tree now that I have added the florals and the picks, so you can see how the tree is starting to fill in and take shape. Of course, you can still see a lot of those wires from the lights, and because it's light out, I have to position myself just right so you can see it. I'm hoping at some point to give you a good nighttime view of the tree once it's completely done, I guess during the home tour, as with everything else. But yeah, this is how it's starting to look with all of the picks and the florals and all of that in it. It's starting to come together. These are going to be part of my topper. My topper is not complete yet, but I can go ahead and stick these in. surprise, it's another tour of the tree with the next layer of items on it. So this is with most of the topper on it now. The picks, the florals, the ribbons, the lights. We're going to get a 360, well, I don't decorate the back that goes towards the window, and I know that's the part towards the window, but nobody's sitting outside my house looking at my decorations on my tree, but they will see lights, so that's fine. I just love the lights of the tree in the window, personally, and then having the decorations inside. Alright, so now I have all of my neutral gingerbread ornaments that I made, so I'm going to place these on the tree. Again, in this clip, it's kind of hard to see, you know, the decorations, because where am I? Right in front of it. So that's why I'm doing the various tree tours throughout this video, to make sure that you can see all of the little nooks and crannies of the items that I am placing in the tree. Alright, ultimately I would like to have done this before I added my gingerbread men, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. I've got various brown ornaments. I have like a gold or champagne ornament, a couple varieties there, and I pulled down 16. I'm just going to throw them on there, see how it goes. Well, I said I was going to throw them. I did not mean like that. Okay, so here I am putting the brown and champagne and dark brown Christmas ornaments all around the tree, and then guess what's going to happen? Another tour. Alright, so this dark brown, it's actually a blanket. It's not a tree skirt, because they want $40 for tree skirts, and I am not doing it, people. That is ridiculous. So I went to the store, I found the perfect gingerbread brown for $12 at Big Lots, bought it, threw it around the tree, called it a day. So again, we're taking another tour of the tree. Now we have everything on it. The flowers, the lights, the picks, the ornaments, the DIY ornaments, the ribbons. We've got everything on it. I just have to finish creating my topper, which is going to be the gingerbread man canvas that I got from Michael's, and we will do that DIY together next weekend. Of course, I'll tell you about that in the video. But yeah, I hope you have really enjoyed watching me put up my Christmas tree for 2022. If you're interested in how I did it last year for 2021, click on my Jingle Jangle It's Christmas playlist, where you can see how I decorated my entire house for Christmas 2021. For now, I'm going to sign off and do my outro. Alright, so that wraps it up for this video. I hope that you enjoyed decorating my tree with me in a neutral, elegant gingerbread theme. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, next weekend, we're going to start the weekend off by creating the DIY to complete my topper. So the best way for you to see that is if you hit that subscribe button. If you hit the bell next to it, you'll be notified as soon as that video hits the internet. So, until then, my friends, bye.